Hi guys, it's Mrs. Adams from Kane Middle School, and today we are talking about the Italian Renaissance. This is a really cool period for us whenever it comes to the arts and fine arts, because up to this point we've been stuck in the Middle Ages where the only type of plays we got were church plays. And so now we are getting all kinds of different art and plays and songs. It's a really cool time for us. So it happened in Italy, which is really important to know because Italy was considered to be the cultural center of Europe. And part of this was because the people that were in Italy were quite wealthy, and so they could afford to do things like pay people to write plays for them or pay people to draw works of art for them. This happened during the late 1300s to early 1600s, and the Renaissance, by definition, is a period of cultural advancement and activity. But oftentimes we refer to it as a rebirth of the arts. And the way I remember this is because Renaissance starts with an R-E and so does rebirth. Something really cool about the Renaissance is that we started to have a thing called patronage. And patronage is whenever someone would pay someone else to create something original for them. So merchants would pay artists to create works of art, songs, or plays, and they would get paid for it. And this was really cool because we finally are starting to get professional actors, professional artists, because they could actually make a living doing that. And over here is probably the most famous Renaissance painting, and that's the Mona Lisa by Leonardo da Vinci. I just wanted to show you how they're really starting to focus on, drawing in a realistic type way, because we're about to talk about subject matter. So the subject matter changed from religion to humanism. And humanism is kind of a philosophy that all people should strive to be educated in the classical arts, literature, and science. And they were really, really big on realism. They wanted everything to look as real as it possibly could. They wanted there to be a lot of human emotion in their art. They wanted it to be like if you went and saw a play, like you were actually seeing a glimpse of real life. So they called this realism, they called it verisimilitude, and verisimilitude literally translates to being true to life. And the way that I remember that word, because it's really hard, is verisimilitude kind of sounds like very similar to, and I think about it being very similar to real life. So we start to have changes in the style of things that are going on because we've now gone from religion to humanism. So we like things that look realistic, which leads us to perspective painting. And perspective painting is whenever the backdrops of plays started to have the illusion of depth, kind of like how they would look like a three-dimensional set instead of just a really flat set. And they use this for backdrops. And in the 1600s, you can see the architects began to design proscenium arches. And if you don't know what a proscenium arch is, it's just the front of a stage. It's kind of this picture frame that goes in front of a stage. It just makes it look a little bit more decorative, draws the eye, and we still have proscenium arches today. So that's something that's really neat that we've kept. We've kept both of these things since the Italian Renaissance. Okay, and I wanted to show y'all a quick video about perspective painting because I think it's pretty funny. Just move myself over here.
Meep, meep. Meep, meep.
So this right here is an example of perspective painting. He drew a backdrop that makes it look like it's three-dimensional. Obviously it wasn't really three-dimensional, but somehow the Roadrunner made it through there. So that is the end of our Italian Renaissance notes for today, and I will see you soon.